Guys, Sajuro here. Today we're learn how to play Gloomhaven. Welcome to Gloomhaven. So first we pick our characters. Looking in the rule book, we can see you can either pick the Brute, Tinkerer, Spellweaver, Scoundrel, Craighheart, and Mind Thief. Once you have chosen which character you want to play, you will take their box. For our example, we use the Scoundrel and the Craighheart. Let's see what's inside the box. What comes inside the box is a player mat telling you how many cards your player can hold, also how much HP your character has per level, and a quick rundown on how a round would go. Also in the back is a quick description of your character tokens. I will tell you how these work later. In the box, you also get a deck of cards. You get 3 that have an X. And then you get as many number 1 cards as you are allowed to have in your hand. For the Scoundrel, that is 9. These will be added later on as you level up. This is considered your pool. You can add the special cards with an X on your deck if you wish. To do so though, you would have to take 1 card from your deck and add this one. This will go into your pool. This is considered your pool. Cards you may add. Remember, for a Scoundrel you can only have 9 cards at a time. Also, inside the player box is an attack modifier deck. But please note, this is not what you start off with. You add these cards as you get perks with your character. Everyone starts with a 20 basic attack modifier. As you can see, this one has a 2. There's a 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's also a deck with an M, that is for your monsters. Also inside comes a player sheet. Put your name, your level, and so on. These are the perks you can get. As you level up, you get 1 perk. Also, you get check marks for doing quests. For example, replace 1 minus 2 card with 1 plus 0 card. So you will go into your player's attack modifier deck. You will find a plus 0, and then on your regular attack modifier deck, your basic one, you will find a minus 2. Take it out and add the plus 0. So you can see, as you level up, your attack modifier deck gets stronger. Characters will also receive a life goal. You will shuffle the deck. The life goals are the cards that look like this. Shuffle, give 2 to each character. They will select which one they want. It has a quick description, the requirements, and what the card unlocks. Once you've chosen which card you wish to have, you complete the requirements, and then you will retire your character after completing the requirements. Next, we will grab the scenario book. Everybody starts on Black Barrel. So you will read the description Then on your map, you would add the sticker Black Barrel number 1 on G10. Also the global achievement. Please note that on the bottom there are recommended items for each of the beginning characters. Also, you will start out in Gloomhaven first. You would get your level plus 1 times 15 for gold. Since we are new characters, we start level 1 plus 1 is 2 times 15 is 30. We all start with 30 gold. While you are in Gloomhaven, you can buy items. Please note, you can only buy level 1 prosperity items. As your town levels up, you unlock more items. Also, if you wish, you can donate 10 gold to the sanctuary and get 2 bless cards. Please note, once used, they are not reshuffled onto your deck. Also, if you never use them during the scenario, they are taken out of your deck. Also, on page 49, you can see if you donate 10 times to the sanctuary, you open envelope B. Also, while you are in Gloomhaven, you can do a Gloomhaven card. It will give you a quick story like there is a chicken, and then your option will be either A, help the chicken, B, don't help the chicken. Once your party chooses A or B, you flip the card over and it will tell you what happens if you chose A or B. You can do this every time per visit in Gloomhaven. Also, right before you go to your scenario, you would also do a road event. A road event is the same as a city card. It will give you a quick description. You would choose A or B. Once your party chooses A or B, you will know your results. Once you have done that, you will now set up the scenario. For both city and road event cards, there are 2 symbols. This symbol means place this card on the bottom of the deck. This symbol means remove the card. It will no longer be used ever again in the game. You start out with 1 through 30 on each deck. Unlocking characters and retiring characters unlocks more city and road events. The scenario will tell you which maps you need, also which monsters, treasure, traps, or obstacles you will need for this scenario. At the start of each scenario, every character will get 2 battle gold cards. You shuffle them and hand out 2 to each character. It will give you requirements, and if you complete this requirement, you will get a check mark. Notice, you will only get the check mark if you complete the scenario and complete the requirement. If you complete the requirement and not the scenario, you will not get the check mark. As you can see, we have set up the first scenario. Here's the scoundrel with the 2 recommended cards. Here's the Craig Hart with the 2 recommended cards. They both have their attack modifier deck. The scoundrel has player 2. The Craig Hart has player 1. The Craig Hart is at 10 HP as indicated on his player sheet. The scoundrel is at 8. You can see, to set up the first room, we need bandits, and this is where we can put our players. As you see, the bandits have 3 sides. For this side, it means 2 players, this means 3 players, this means 4 players. Black means no monster, white means normal, and yellow means elite. And as you can see, we're playing 2 players. So we only need these 3, which I will set up right now. Please note, we only set up the first room. We don't set up the second room until we reveal it. Also, once we're reading, we read and then we stop where it says 1. To reveal this room, we'll reread this text. Also, we have set up the bandit as level 1. The scenario level is the average of our levels divided by 2. So we have 2 players, they're both level 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. Then you always divide that number by 2, which will give us 0.5, and we always round up, which will give us 1. You can see there are 2 types of monster sheets, 1 through 10 and 1 through 6. We also got the bandit guards cards. Even though it only says guard, the bandit guard uses these. As you can see per this box, there are 3 types of guards. They all use the guard deck. Also, they have their own attack modifier with the M. So, we have set everything up. Just note, if you're playing solo, you increase the scenario level by 1. For our example, we'll pretend we are in a party. So first, we will choose 2 cards. For the scoundrel, I will go with both cards. You will pick an initiative number. We will go with 6. So our initiative will be 6. Please note, I can choose this initiative and use this card first. The card that you pick the initiative is not the card that you need to use first. Also note, you can only use 1 top action and 1 bottom action. So if I use this top action, I have to use this card's bottom action. Or if I use this card's top action, I will have to use this bottom action. We can now tell our party members which initiative we are. For the Craig guard, he will choose these 2. 41 and 75. So the scoundrel is 6 and the Craig card is 41. Then we'll bring the monster's ability card. We will pick the first card. Their initiative is 50. So scoundrel is 6. Craig card is 41 and guards are 50. They will move last. So, the scoundrel will move 6. You can move up to 6. You don't have to move 6 times. So, the scoundrel will move 1, 2, 3. 3 times. He will attack this bandit for 3 and poison them. Also, this means the scoundrel will gain 1 experience. Once we attack, we pick the first card in our attack modifier deck. So scoundrel will attack 3 plus 0, doing 3 damage to this bandit right here. 3 damage on number 4. Next, it will be the Craig Hart's turn. If you do not want to use this specific text, you can use the basic moves right here. So he would use a basic 2 move instead of using this ability. He move 1, 2. And then instead of using this ability to destroy an adjacent obstacle, he will attack by 2. Since he is not using this ability, he will not get 1 experience. So he will attack this bandit right here for 2. So 2, then we'll look at the attack modifier deck, the first card. 2 plus 0 is 2 damage. And then we will add 2 damage to number 6. Next, it is the bandit turn. The lead always goes first. As you can see in this card, this is the regular bandit and this is the elite bandit stats. So the elite bandit will attack the Craighheart for 3. 3 plus her attack modifier deck minus 2. So we'll only attack the Craighheart for 1. The Craighheart will take 1 damage. Next, we will check the numbers of the bandits. The lower number goes first. So number 4 will attack the Scoundrel for 2. This symbol means no damage. Now number 6 will attack the Craighheart for 2 minus 1 is 1 damage. Right here the Craighheart has suffered 2 damage so far. And then that will be the end of the turn. The cards we use will go to a discard pile. Then we will repeat the process. If the Scoundrel chooses this card with range and attacks a monster next to her, she will get disadvantage. That means she will attack, then she will have to pick 2 cards from her attack modifier, taking the worst card, which for this example would be the 0. So instead of getting plus 2, she will get 0. So she would do 2 damage plus the poison is 3 damage. And then the bandit will die. When the bandit dies, he leaves a loot coin. Please note, the only way to get that loot coin is to use a card with the ability loot, or if you end your turn, a top. Treasure chests work the same as loot. You either need an ability card with loot, or you must end your turn on top of the treasure chest. When you get the treasure chest on a scenario, I'll tell you which number it is. You can look on the back of the book to know what your treasure is. Please note you can only loot the treasure chest once per campaign. You will keep using the attack modifier deck until you roll a null or a ×2. A null and a ×2 will have this circle, which means at the end of your turn, you will shuffle them back to your attack modifier deck. And then you will start again. Once you have used your 2 cards, they go to the discard pile. If you use an item that has an X, you can only use them once per scenario. So if I use this card to recover 2 cards, I will flip it over and recover these 2 cards into my hand. If you use one of these cards with the side symbol, you just turn them sideways, and once you long rest, they will come back and you can use them again. Please note, the monster will always focus whoever's closer, so these two were focused to Craig Hart. If there is a tie between the monster focus, it will attack whichever character has the lowest initiative. If bandit number 2 only has move plus 1, it will not move, as the shortest path is to go through his friend to get to you. So the bandit would just stay there. If the bandit guard gets an ability that does not have move, the bandit guard will not move. It will only do what is on the ability card. Please know that any item you use that affects your attack must be used before the attack modifier. For example, the minor power potion adds +1. If I want to use this card, I would have to use it before I flip a card from attack modifier. So I would use this, would give me +1 attack. So it'd be 2 +1 from the potion, and if I roll a null, I would do no damage. The archer has a range of 4. It will not move and it would attack. If you are next to the archer will actually move and then attack, so will not get disadvantage. If you are poisoned, it stays until you get healed. If you get healed, poison goes away, but you do not heal any HP. Wound stays until you are healed. If you are healed while you have wound, wound goes away and you recover your HP back. If you are poisoned, each monster will get +1 to their attack. Not just one monster, but all monsters attacking you. For going invisible, such as this for the Scoundrel, you would place it in your active pile. You place the character token and an invisible token on your character. Monsters treat invisible characters as obstacles, so the monster would move around and attack the Craig Hart. Also note, you can open the door as an invisible character. And all other monsters will be stuck at the door. When you go invisible, it doesn't go away until the end of your next turn. So for this turn, the Scoundrel will go invisible, everybody will move, and then it would be next turn and the Scoundrel will still be invisible. The Scoundrel would attack, then it would move away, and then the visibility token would go away and the card would be lost. While being attacked, at any time when a monster attacks you, you can discard one card from your hand to neglect the damage. Do note though, status conditions still happen. You can neglect the damage, but you will still get poison, muddle, stun, etc. Another thing you can do is, if you have no cards in your hand, you can remove 2 cards from your discard pile to your lost pile. If the guard has a shield and I have a pierce, the pierce will cancel out the shield. The pierce does not mean an automatic damage. If the bandit gets retaliate, he would do 2 damage when I attack him. Please note, If I attack him from range, I will not get retaliate as he is a melee character. If my initiative is 6 and the bandit gets this ability card with a shield, he won't have a shield until his turn. Since I go first, I can move, attack the bandit, and he will not have the shield effect. After my turn, it will be the bandit's turn. Then he will gain a shield. All status conditions, except for poison and wound, last until the end of your turn. So if I attack the bandit, and then the bandit attacks me, and he puts on any of these conditions, they will stay on until the end of my next turn. So we will go again. Then I will have these, and then I'll end my turn and they will go away. But if the bandit goes first and he does any of these conditions, now it's my turn, and then I end my turn and they are removed. When using cards that have circles, you will use them and place them on your active area. Then use your character token and you will place it right here. For this card, it says on your next 4 attacks targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies, add +2 attack. So you will place it here, and then you will move it every time you attack. It would be 1, and you would gain an experience. On your second attack, it will move here. On your third attack, you will gain another experience. On your fourth attack, the token will be removed, and this card will go to the lost pile. When you push a monster, and you have push 3, you must push them for 3. You cannot choose to just push them once or twice. You must do the number next to the push. Also, when you push, you're allowed to push them here, here, or here. So you can push them here and push them here. The same concept is for pulling an enemy. If it says pull 2, you must pull him twice. Please note, monsters will not move into traps. They will treat it as obstacles. For example, this bandit right here will move all the way around to attack this character. The only time a monster will go into a trap is if it is push or pull, or there is no other path leading to the character, such as then the bandit would move into the trap. Notice the second bandit would not move into a trap, but follow the path the first monster created. For this example, we will use a Mind Thief on how to use summons. When you use a summon, this card means it is active until the summon is dead, or you remove it from play. When you play this card, you will gain 2 experience, and you will put it on your active pile. You will also put this symbol on the card. And then you will summon your summon adjacent to your character. The summon does not move the first time it is summoned. Also, the summon always moves before the character controlling it. The summon has the same initiative as the character that summoned it. The summon has the same AI as the monster. As you see, it moves 1 and attacks 2. So the summon will focus the closest enemy and move towards it. At any time, if you don't need the summon anymore, you can simply remove this card from your active pile and put it to your discard pile. In this case, put it into your lost pile. When you reveal a room, you will place every monster, obstacle, or trap that is in that room. You will also flip an ability card for every monster. They will have a turn this round. One is running out of cards in your hand. The other one is if your HP reaches 0. If you fail a scenario, you still get to keep all the gold and treasure you got from that scenario. Also, you get to keep your experience. When you do a link scenario, it will have it on the top right corner of the page. When you do a link scenario or retry a fail scenario, you do not have to go back to Gloomhaven, and you also do not have to do a road event again. You can if you wish to. Play your cards, they will go to the discard pile, right here. To recover your cards, you can either short rest, where you shuffle the cards, pick one random card, and it gets lost. Then bring the rest of the cards to your hand. Or you can long rest, which takes your turn. So you pick which card you don't want, you put the rest of the cards into your hand, and you heal 2 HP. Please note, some cards will have this symbol. When you use this symbol, the card becomes lost. You cannot recover it. So be careful on using those cards. When you level up, you get 1 perk. Also, you can see your life goes up. You also get to pick 1 new card from the level. So you would choose this one, and it'll go into your pool. This card will go back into the cards you have not unlocked. When you level up again to level 3, you will be able to choose any of these cards. You can choose the other level 2 card you did not pick, or you can choose a new level 3 card. And this would be considered your pool. Remember, the scoundrel can only hold 9 cards. So every time you add any of these cards into your hand, you must take cards out of your hand, pull. When you complete your life goal, you must retire your character every time you are in Gloomhaven. When you retire your character, you add Sitting Road Event 45 to your deck. When you unlock a new character, they will have a number on the left side. You add those cards to your city and road deck as well. If your card has a symbol of an element, when you play it, it creates the element. Please note, you cannot use an element the same turn you created it. After every turn, the element goes down 1. To use an element, you use one of these cards where the element is crossed. That is called consuming an element. For this card, if you consume the earth element, you get push plus 2. You also get 1 experience. So, if it's right here and you use it, it will go down here. If it's right here and you use the element, consume the element, it will go down here. Well guys, that was a quick explanation on how to play Gloomhaven. Please leave your comments, good or bad, on how to improve the video. Also know I will be doing gameplay videos, so you can